In the 12th century, during the reign of King Stephen, life in the English village of Woolpit was a predictable cycle of seasons and harvests. It was a time of hard work, simple faith, and a deep-seated fear of the unknown that lurked in the dense forests and shadowed hills. But one day, during the harvest season, the ordinary rhythm of life was shattered by an event so strange. It would be recounted for centuries to come. Imagine the scene. Villagers are toiling in the fields, their faces weathered by the sun and wind. The air is thick with the scent of freshly cut hay in damp earth. Suddenly, a commotion erupts near a series of wolf pits, ancient trenches dug to trap predators. Reapers drop their scythes, their conversations falling silent as they gather around one of the pits. From its shallow depths, two small figures have emerged, blinking in the unfamiliar sunlight. They are a boy and a girl, but unlike any children the villagers have ever seen. Their skin is not pale nor sun-kissed, but tinged with a distinct, unnatural shade of green. They're dressed in clothes of a strange material and design, the fabric woven in a way no one recognizes. They huddle together, their eyes wide with terror and confusion, chattering to each other in a language that sounds like no earthly tongue. It's a cascade of soft melodic sounds that no one can decipher. The local landowner, Sir Richard de Carlin, is summoned. He is a man of reason, but even he is baffled by the sight. Are they folk, spirits of the forest, or are they simply lost children, afflicted with some bizarre illness? He decides to take them into his home, offering them shelter and kindness in the face of widespread fear and suspicion among the villagers. Inside the candlelit hall of Sir Richard's home, the mystery only deepens. The children are offered bread, meat, and cheese, the staples of a medieval diet, but they refuse everything. They push the food away, their small green faces filled with revulsion. Days turn into a week, and the children grow visibly weaker, their initial fright turning into a deep, listless sorrow. The villagers watch, whispering that the children are fading, unable to survive in their world. Just as it seems they might starve, a servant brings in a bundle of freshly picked broad beans from the garden. The children's eyes light up with a flicker of recognition. They reach out with trembling hands, break open the pods, and begin to eat the raw beans with desperate hunger, as if it's the only food they've ever known. It is this small act that saves them, at least for a while. The children begin to live in Sir Richard's household, a strange and silent presence. The villagers grow accustomed to the sight of them, though the whispers and a sense of unease never fully disappear. They are a living enigma, a disruption to the natural order of things, but the boy, who appeared younger and more fragile from the start, never truly adapts. He remains melancholic, withdrawn, and sinks into a profound depression. Despite the care he receives, he grows ill and, within a year of their arrival, he passes away. His death casts a long shadow over the household, leaving his sister utterly alone in this strange, bright world. The girl, however, proves more resilient. As the seasons change, from the golden hues of autumn to the stark white of winter and back to the vibrant green of spring, a remarkable transformation begins. Slowly, almost imperceptibly, the green tint of her skin begins to fade. It is replaced by the pale complexion of the local people, as if the sun and the food of this world were gradually rewriting her very being. She is baptized and given a name, Agnes. She begins to pick up the English language, first in broken phrases, then in more coherent sentences. The barrier of her unknown tongue finally begins to crumble, and with it, the hope of an explanation. When she can finally articulate her story, what she reveals is even more astonishing than her appearance. She tells of a place called St. Martin's Land. It was a world, she explains, that knew no sun. A perpetual twilight reigned, the landscape bathed in a dim, constant glow, much like the sky just after sunset. She and her brother were herding their father's flock when they heard a loud, beautiful noise, like the ringing of bells. Drawn by the sound, they wandered into a cave or passage. They walked for a long time in darkness, following the mesmerizing chimes, until they were suddenly blinded by a brilliant light. They emerged from the cave into the bright sun of the Woolpit fields, dazed, terrified, and lost. Her story offers a tantalizing glimpse into another reality, but it raises more questions than it answers. What was St. Martin's Land? An underground civilization living in a sunless world, a parallel dimension that momentarily brushed against our own. And what was the beautiful sound of bells that lured them away? Some have speculated it was the distant chiming of the church bells of Bury St. Edmunds, which could have carried on the wind and echoed into whatever cavern or portal they stumbled through. Agnes eventually integrated into the community. Accounts suggest she married a man from the nearby town of King's Lynn and lived a relatively normal life, but she never forgot her origins, and her story was never forgotten by the people of Woolpit. For centuries, historians, folklorists, and scientists have tried to rationalize the legend. Some propose that the children were descendants of Flemish immigrants, persecuted and driven to hide in the woods. Their strange language being a form of Dutch. The green skin, they argue, could have been caused by chlorosis, a type of anemia from severe malnutrition, which can give the skin a greenish tint. The diet of raw beans might have corrected this deficiency, causing the color to fade. The land of twilight could simply be a child's distorted memory of living in a dense, dark forest. But these rational explanations feel incomplete. They don't quite capture the strangeness of the original accounts. Written by credible medieval chroniclers like Ralph of Coggeshall and William of Newburgh, who heard the story firsthand or from reliable sources, they don't explain the unfamiliar clothing or the sudden, inexplicable appearance from a pit. And so, the mystery endures. Shrouded in the mists of time, were the green children simply lost and malnourished human children, their story embellished into folklore, or were they something more? Visitors from another world, accidentally crossing a threshold between realities, extraterrestrials? Or perhaps, as the medieval villagers first feared, they were children of the Fae, beings from a magical realm that lies just beyond our own perception. The truth of the green children of Woolpit remains buried, as elusive as their sunless home. Their story stands as a powerful reminder that even in our modern, scientific world, there are some mysteries that defy easy explanation, leaving us with a lingering sense of wonder and a profound sense of unease. What do you believe happened all those centuries ago? Let us know your theories in the comments.